As a beginner trader, you'll often hear the phrase, the trend is your friend, and that you should always be trading with the trend. And that statement is 100% true, and I will always recommend you trading with a trend as a beginner. But how do you validate a trend, and how do you know if a trend is valid and I should be trading with it? Today, I'll be showing you the best way of identifying a trend and what you should be looking out for. So let's get to it. To start off, I have an example here of a downtrend. So you will see this zigzag motion up and down of the price going downwards. You can see that it makes lower lows and lower highs each time. So this zigzag pattern, you'll see this formation happening, meaning that we are in a downtrend. So in order to be in a valid downtrend, we need two things: lower lows and lower highs. So this will be a lower low and this is a lower high. So each time that we are dropping in price, we need to be seeing these two being formed. So in order to have a valid downtrend, we need lower lows and lower highs each time. So let's take this example here. We have this uptrend going upwards here, and in this area right here at the top, we see that the trend is exhausting and we are going to be entering a downtrend. So when do we validate this downtrend? So it reaches this point right here and it makes a new low. So this will be the lower low, and then it makes a lower high. So this is a lower high because it is beneath the previous point that it started. So you can see that this is lower than the previous high that we have here, and then makes another low. So at this point, we can see that we are in a downtrend due to the lowest points being reduced and the highest points being reduced. And so we are in a valid downtrend, and this pattern continues on and on for a while. So you can see that we are making higher lows, higher highs, etc., and it reaches this point right here. So after a while of lower lows and lower highs, we have this area right here. So makes a lower high and a lower low, and then it tries to make another, what we will expect for the downtrend to be valid, to be making a lower low, but instead makes an even so it fails to make a lower low. It reaches the point where the previous lower high was made. So that means that this downtrend might be exhausting and we might be seeing some buyers entering the market, meaning that we might be heading into an uptrend or in a consolidation period. So we have this area right here which fails to make the lower high, and then we have a higher low. So this means that our downtrend that we have right here is invalidated. So we no longer are in a downtrend. So we, at this point in time, we don't know if the trend is going to be an uptrend, a downtrend, or a consolidation period. So we need to be waiting for what's next in prices. So we're at this point where we have a higher low and we get a higher high next. So we might be in an uptrend, but in this period, I wouldn't be considering this yet valid. I will be still waiting for a higher low right here. So once we have the higher low, I will be confident that this is an uptrend and we are going to be heading upwards in price and be only looking for long positions. So you can see afterwards it makes another higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, etc. So it goes on and on for a while and reaches this point right here. And at this area, we can see that when the price drops and we are expecting a higher low, we are instead getting a lower low. This instantly invalidates the uptrend, as we see sellers getting into the market and invalidating the uptrend, and we now might be expecting a new downtrend to be forming, but we still need to have a new lower high and a lower low. So this is the reason why I wanted an extra higher low in this instance to validate if we are in an uptrend, and in this case a downtrend. So I will show you why I've waited. And so we get the lower high here, but fail to actually break through the previous low. So this means that we are actually in a consolidation period, or we don't have an actual trend yet. So you can see that price moved upwards and downwards in the same range of these 2 points right here, and stayed in this channel for a while, and eventually breaking off of this, retesting and going downwards, and eventually getting into the downtrend. But it spent a good few hours and good few days being in this consolidation period, and got stuck here. So if you were to, let's say, went short on this area right here, you will have gotten stuck in this long consolidation period. So that is why I've always waited for a lower high and a lower low in order to identify this as a downtrend, and vice versa. In an uptrend, we need to see a higher high and a higher low in order to brand this as an uptrend. So just to recap, in order to have a downtrend, we need to be seeing lower lows and lower highs each time in order to have a valid downtrend, and vice versa. For an uptrend, we need to have higher highs and higher lows each time, and seeing the price increase like this. And this validates the uptrend and the downtrend if we see this consistent pattern of lower lows, lower highs, and higher lows. And in order to invalidate the trend, once we see this pattern, we would either break this trend by making, let's say, in an uptrend, a lower low, or failing to make a higher high. Just to showcase this example as well, I have this downtrend that is a few hours away from our trends that we were looking before, and you can see that we are in a downtrend, making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, etc. And then it goes on and on, reaches this point right here, makes a lower low and a lower high, so this area right here, and then fails to make a lower low. So these are the two reasons how you would break a trend: by failing to make a lower low, or vice versa in an uptrend, a higher high, or failing to make a lower high or a higher low. So either of those would invalidate the trend. So in the first example that we had, you saw that we failed to make a lower high and instead make an even high, and that invalidated the trend and signed that we might be moving into an uptrend. So yeah, this is how you would identify a trend and how you would consider a trend valid or invalid. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, make sure to like the video and subscribe on the channel for more of these kind of videos. If you have any recommendations for a video that you want to see, drop a comment and I'll be covering that as well. And anyway, thank you for watching and have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.